Alright, I'm not even going to go into talking about why the Bulls should be more focused on losing than winning. I know some of you all are going to be mad seeing this team win yet another game most of us expected would be a loss. Guys, the Bulls are locked into the 10th seed. They're going to be going to the play-in. And at this rate, I wouldn't be shocked if they somehow play their way into the playoffs, given they've been beating these teams that they're likely going to go up against in order to get there. But as I've been saying all season long, I've been saying it ad nauseum, I will take wins like this, where we see positive things and signs of improvement, growth, and maturity from the young players. I will gladly take that over just instilling a losing mentality and trying to manufacture a bunch of losses for, at best, a 14% chance of landing the number 1 pick. I will always take what is known, what the Bulls currently have on their roster versus the unknown, and have the draft lottery go sideways like it did back in 2018 and 2019 when the Bulls were tanking for Luka and Zion and ended up with Wendell Carter Jr. and Kobe White. A game like this, especially after the game we saw the other night in Orlando where Kobe White went off for a career high, a game like this all but reaffirms when you see this team playing well, playing hard, and having fun while doing it. Like, I have to say, this is probably the most fun I've had watching the Bulls since the start of that 2021 season before Lonzo Ball went down. I know the games don't mean much and the rest of the season doesn't really matter, but I actually enjoy watching this team. They play a fun and entertaining style of basketball. Yes, it's sloppy at times. It's not always going to be pretty. The defense is suspect, but they play fast, they move the ball well, they hustle, and they keep fighting even when it looks like the game is over. I mean, this game had some insane point swings throughout. You had the Bulls down by as many as 17 in the second quarter. They ended up closing it to single digits by halftime. In the third quarter, the Bulls cut the lead to 1. Then they would fall down by 12, cut the lead back to 2. And then by the end of the third quarter, I believe the lead was already back up to 11 for the Heat. And then the same thing in the fourth quarter, all the way down to the wire and multiple lead changes until Josh Giddey sank that dagger of a 3 to put the Bulls up 4 with 15 seconds to go. What's crazy is the Bulls didn't shoot that well in this game, but they won it on heart and hustle, getting into the paint, drawing contact, and getting to the free throw line, and also actually giving effort on the other end of the floor to really deter the Heat's rim penetration. And look, I know I've said this before. I know the rest of the season doesn't matter, but you have to give credit where it's due and give Josh Giddey his flowers. Ever since the Zach LaVine trade, he hasn't been perfect, and sometimes you still kind of cringe when you see him handling the ball and some of the plays that you see from him defensively, but Giddey, even just the crazy stat lines aside, you have to give him credit for building this team up, demonstrating leadership, continuing to be aggressive, and running the offense for this team. Like, if there's one thing I appreciate about Josh Giddey is that he doesn't quit. He's always fighting for the ball, and he's not afraid to take it inside and draw contact. Tonight, he records his 3rd triple-double on the season, which is the most in a season by any Bull since one of my all-time favorites, and Joakim Noah. He led all scorers with 26 points on efficient scoring, 9 for 15 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, 5 for 6 from the line, 26 points to go along with his 10 rebounds and 12 assists, and a steal and a block, and then of course that big-time 3 to really ice this game. His 3-point shooting has been considerably better since the trade, and he's shooting it at his best from deep on his career. And then how about Zach Collins? Didn't get in foul trouble in this game like we saw the other night and actually got some playing time and was just right back to where he left off. 18 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists. He went 4 for 6 from 3 in this game. How is it that Zach Collins and Josh Giddey made 7 of the Bulls' 11 threes? The rest of the team shot exceptionally poorly from behind the arc. Kobe was actually 0 for 8 after he went 7 for 15 against the Magic. Kobe did a great job against the line tonight. He had some big-time plays in the final minutes to give the Bulls the edge. Ended up finishing the game with 21 points despite shooting 6 for 16. But yeah, I mean, it goes back to what we've talked about so many times before, and Kobe just being a very streaky shooter. Minus 11 when he was on the court in this game. You compare that to Giddey, who was a plus 26, which is insane considering how close this game was throughout. And then Tre Jones, I love Tre Jones. It went from me really liking Tre Jones to loving this guy, and I would not at all be opposed to the Bulls keeping him depending on what they're able to do with some of their other guards, because they can't keep all of them. Because this dude is a fighter and makes winning plays. The big 3 to give the Bulls the lead late in the 4th, comes over on the other end, gets the steal, and runs it back the other way. The other night he had 20 points. Tonight he put up 15 points, 7 for 11 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block, making his presence felt when he's on the court, and also just stepping up really big time for the Bulls with all these guys being out and him getting in the starting lineup. Modest Buzelis, another solid showing for him, some nice drives to the basket to throw it down for a couple of dunks. 13 points. Most of that, again, coming in the first half like we saw against the Magic. He also had 5 rebounds. I think my only complaint, it's a minor complaint about this game, was that Modest Buzelis did not close out this one. I get that Billy Donovan wants to win, but these are those perfect opportunities to have your rookie experience end-of-game situations in a close game on the road. And given the Bulls didn't really have to win this game, and the focus should be more so on getting the young players some run, especially Modest since he has the most potential, I just feel like it would have made more sense to have Modest in there to close out the game. Kevin Huerter isn't going to be part of your long-term plans. Modest Buzelis is. Let the guy finish this one off, even if you don't quite trust him yet. That was really my only gripe about this game. Also, just like the game the other night against the Magic, still wild to me that the Bulls out-rebounded this Miami Heat team given their size advantage over the Bulls. Bulls won the glass 51-44. What's crazy is that with the Heat losing this game and the Hawks and the Magic winning tonight, this now puts the Heat at the 9th seed. So the Bulls would actually face off against them in the play-in if the season ended tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of jockeying for position between those seeds 7 through 9. None of those teams are cracking the top 6 as there is so much separation between them and the Pistons, which is crazy to say. What a turnaround for that team. And then yes, with the Bulls now 4 games ahead of the Philadelphia 76ers, Embiid being out for the rest of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if they shut down Paul George as well, just to try and tank the rest of the year so they can try and salvage that pick that they owe to the Thunder that is only top 6 protected. So yeah, the Bulls, guys, they're getting the 10th seed. As soon as you all accept that, the better. Just enjoy watching this team for right now. See what they can do to close out the season, and then cross your fingers for some lottery luck. You were going to do that anyway, regardless of where the Bulls ended up finishing. That's it. Anyway, Bulls are on their way back home before they take on the Indiana Pacers at the UC on Monday. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. Let me know in the comments. As always, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.